Krishna Prabhupada ki Jai Om Vishnu Parivrajkacharya Stotar Shata Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Shri Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur ki प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगा माई की जय यमुना माई की जय भक्ति देवी की जय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायिनी वृंद देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय युग धर्म हरिनाम संकीर्तन की ISKCON भक्ति सेंटर पनतूर इनॉग्रेशन की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga, all glories to you, Shri Prabhupada. Jai Shri. We can have Mataji on this side sitting and Prabhuji will be sitting on this side.
कंटिन्यू हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र।
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So welcome everyone for reopening, inauguration, reincarnation, whatever you call it as, of IBC Panathur, ISKCON Bhakti Center Panathur. So you can see the new look that is there. So that is what is the inauguration all about. So let's welcome His Grace Harikshetra Prabhu, who is going to enlighten us in today's wonderful event by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
ज्ञानशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम राम राम। Hare Krishna. So I'm very happy to be here in this occasion, the reopening of our ISKCON Bhakti Center in Panathur. This was a very bustling center. Every Sundays we used to have very wonderful programs here. And the primary thing that we try to do, why are we doing this, these kind of centers, and what do we do primarily here? So it is very essential that we see this knowledge of Bhagavad-Gita, the knowledge of spirituality is tremendously going down. And we don't have any opportunity or venue or avenue for people to learn these spiritual knowledge. So I think all the children are requested to go to a different program. So if all of you can send your children, it will be nice. So they will have very wonderful time. When you have the wonderful time here, so they can also have wonderful time there. So there is a serious lack of opportunity that is there. So every time we ask people that, do you have some idea about spiritual aspects? Do you have some idea about Bhagavad-Gita and things like that? So the first thing that they say is like, we didn't got the opportunity. Our parents did not know. In schools and colleges they did not teach, and we didn't got the opportunity to learn. And if we have an opportunity, we will be more than happy to learn. So that's the kind of condition that is there. And it is very essential that we read, understand our scriptures, and then we propagate them. So this is the primary purpose for which we're opening such centers in many different places, right? So the essential program that's going to happen here is every week the Gita course program, and also the children's program and things like that. So that's going to happen, every week over here. So now, since this is a center dedicated for propagating the message of Gita, so on the inauguration or on the reincarnation day, so I thought we will discuss something about Bhagavad-Gita. The essence of Bhagavad-Gita is given in 4 slokas. So Chatushloki Bhagavad-Gita. So that is 10th chapter, which is entitled as the opulence of the absolute. And in that, sloka number 8, 9, 10, and 11, these 4 slokas are considered to be the essence of Bhagavad-Gita. If we know these 4, so we know literally like the essence of or the whole of Bhagavad-Gita. So what's the purpose of Bhagavad-Gita? And Krishna himself mentions this. So it's very nice to have the summary or the gist from the author himself, right? So that will be the real gist. It's not given by somebody else, it's given by Krishna himself. So if you have in your mobiles, or many of you may know these slokas, so you can take these slokas, we will try to chant them once and then we will proceed. It's very, very simple. So I'll just give the word to word for this, the 4 slokas, and then we will proceed. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattah sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanditaah. And then matchitta madgata prana bodhayantah parasparam katayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha tesham satata yuktanam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Okay. So Tesham Satata Yuktanam Bhajatam Priti Purvakam Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam Enamam Payatite Teham Eva Nukampartam Aham Ajnana Jam Tamah Nasayami Atma Bhavasto Jnana Deepena Bhashvata. So now let's all of us try to chant each of these shlokas 3 times, right? So all of you are ready? So together, not repetition, together. So we'll know the pace in which I'm going. It will be a little slow. You can join with me and you can chant. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattah sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaah. Matchitta madgata prana bodhayantah parasparam katayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te tesham evanukampartam aham ajnanajam tamah nashayamyatma bhavasto jnana deepena bhasvata. These are very, very special slokas. So now Krishna tells what's the essence of all the Bhagavad-Gita. He tells that aham sarvasya prabhavaha. So like I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. So this is a very, very essential understanding. So where everything is coming from. So everything is coming from Krishna. So Krishna is the source of everything. And elsewhere in Bhagavad-Gita, in the 5th chapter of Bhagavad-Gita, towards the end of the chapter, so there is a shloka which is celebrated as peace formula. If we know that shloka, all peace will be there in our life, right? So who all want to have peace in your life? Like obviously everybody wants peace. So it's a very, very important piece of shloka it is, right? So that is 5th chapter towards the end. Bhoktaram, Bhoktaram, Yajna Tapasham, Sarva Loka Maheshwaram, Suhrudam, Sarva Bhutanam, Nyatvam Shanti Vichit. So when it will happen? Bhoktaram. Krishna is the enjoyer of everything that exists, right? So, and Krishna is the proprietor of everything that exists, including our car and our home and our bank balance, everything. Krishna is the proprietor, right? So Krishna is the enjoyer also. And Bhoktaram, Yajna Tapasham, Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. So he is the master of all the planetary systems. And in 7th chapter of Bhagavad-Gita, Krishna says that Bhumir Apa Anala Vayo Kamano Buddhirevacha Ahankaram Ityam Me All that is material, no, earth, water, fire, air, ether, no, mind, intelligence, everything belongs to Krishna. And then Krishna says, apart from this, no, apareyamitastvanyam prakritim vidhi me param jiva bhuta mahabaho edam dare deshagat. Apart from this matter, there is another thing that is there, that is spirit soul, and that is also my energy. And then he further goes on to say, everything that you see, everything that is there existing in this world, it is either part of my material energy or part of my spiritual energy. And nothing is apart from these two energies. No? In fact, in the Chatushloki Bhagavatam, so Krishna tells the almost very same thing in the beginning of the first shloka. And in the second shloka, gives the definition of Maya. So that's not here. So definition of Maya is, everything that exists is part and parcel of Krishna, his own energies, everything is coming from him. If we manage to see something in this world where we are not able to see its connection with Krishna, then it is called Maya. What is Maya? That object is not Maya. It has its connection with Krishna. But I am not able to see its connection with Krishna, so I am in Maya. Right? So it is like, that is the definition of Maya, illusion. Right? So now we see that everything that exists emanating from Krishna, right? And then everything emanates from him. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. So, if he is a proprietor, everything that exists comes from him, and he is the master of everything. So naturally, one who understands this, iti matva bhajante mam. So one who knows this, he worships me. So is there anything missing in this shloka? Is there anything, any gap is there to understand? So if somebody has something, for example, you go to your office. So the boss possesses everything in the office. So do we feel naturally the mood to serve the boss? No, salary is the driving point, not because he is having all control. No, we don't get inspiration because of that to work. And there were in the history many ruthless kings, like Hitler, many ruthless kings were there. And they possessed all the property that was there in the kingdom. And literally, nobody can say anything to them. They are the all in all of that place. So, but they actually strike terror in the heart of people. The proprietorship, everything comes from them. That itself is not sufficient for us to become for us to love the God, for us to serve him. This quality in itself is not sufficient. So we will see further in the third and fourth of this shloka, of this Chaturshloki. So we will see why people actually go and serve Krishna, why people actually become such staunch lovers of Krishna. What is it so special about it? So he just being the proprietor is not very special. So many people we have seen who are proprietors and who are not very attractive. So but Krishna is very, very attractive. Why he is being attractive? And one amazing thing, there is no attrition rate with Krishna. Nobody leaves Krishna and goes. Once comes, that's it, finished. So this also sometimes people say, if you are going for hearing pravachan about Krishna, Krishna is like sarva akarshani. Once you go in his trap, it's so difficult to come out of him, and it's impossible to get out of Krishna's trap. Why? Because he is very, very attractive. In fact, it is mentioned that gopis actually talk among themselves that if you have any desire to do anything else, apart from engaging with Krishna, please don't go near the Keshigat, Vamshivat and things like that. So this this person over there, he's standing in threefold bending form, and he's playing his flute. And once you see him doing that, it's gone case. Your mind cannot think of anything else. He's so attractive. In one purport in Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada actually writes, so who is Krishna? Krishna is the best of the forms. Krishna is the best of the smell. Krishna is the best of the taste, best of the texture that we can actually touch upon. So Krishna can engage all our sense completely forever. So all that we are looking for, happiness, to get engaged our senses with something nice. We always we always like something nice to be seen. So that's how we are equipping all these things, right? So we can have in a shed also, we can have our Krishna conscious programs. But not many people will come, right? So we need to have a nice place, and our Vinu Mataji have very mercifully did a lot of wonderful decorations and things like that over here. So which attracts, which is like very nice. We feel nice to be here. So in this way, Krishna can engage all our senses completely forever. There cannot be any satiation. So we have some sweet that we like, for 5 days, 10 days, 15 days, we serve you the same menu. It is like, enough ho gaya, like, dusra kuch chahiye. No, you told it is so, you like it so much. No, it's okay. Like, no, I want some change, right? So that thing doesn't happen with Krishna, because he is Anandam Buddhivardhanam. Because he is, the personality Krishna is constantly, the factor of bliss constantly increases, with him in his relationship. So that is why it's a dynamic relationship. It's not a static relationship. So we have our static relationships. In our childhood, it is told that you buy a new slipper or new house, or another one thing is there. Most of people new marriage. It will be like good only for some time. After some time it becomes old, right? So, but with Krishna it is not so. So the relationship with Krishna is so ever fresh. It's so amazing, right? So it is always fresh. So that is why it is called Anandam Buddhivardhanam, right? So in this way, Krishna is all attractive. And how he is all attractive. So few aspects are mentioned in 3rd and 4th shloka of the Chatushloki. So, but here in this particular shloka, I have few highlights which are there in the purport. I'll just read them. Krishna is the origin of everything in both material and spiritual worlds, and because he knows this. And because a person knows this perfectly, he becomes firmly fixed in devotional service of the Supreme Lord. He can never be deviated by any amount of nonsensical commentaries or by any fools. Now, there are many people say that, Krishna is not God. Krishna is not all-powerful. And all those stuff. So we don't bother about that because we have a first-hand experience of Krishna. How do we have first-hand experience of Krishna? How do we have first-hand experience of Krishna? Chanting, yeah. So Krishna is non-different from his name. Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purva Shuddho Nitya Mukto Abhinnatvam Nama Nami. So Krishna is non-different from the name. And if you are able to hear the names of the Lord clearly while chanting, you can actually feel the presence of Krishna. You can actually feel a great difference, in your it is a completely different experience that you need to go through that experience, right? So it's a very amazing experience. So once a person gets that, it's not possible for him to leave. It's not possible for him to quit Krishna, right? And then it is mentioned here, one who understands Krishna in such a way from a bona fide spiritual master with reference from Vedic literature engages all his energy in Krishna consciousness and becomes a truly learned man. Right? So this is the learning, this is the real knowledge that a person actually can have. So what is the real knowledge? Vedesya sarvam aham eva vedya, Vedanta krit veda videva chaham. So Krishna mentions that of all the Vedic knowledge, I am to be known. The ultimate end of all knowledge is Krishna himself. One who knows Krishna, he is considered to be having all the knowledge, right? All the knowledge that is necessary. So generally people say, the essence of all the knowledge, those who attended Gita course, may try answering this question. Essence of all the knowledge, what is the essence of all the knowledge? In one of this one's Chanakya Pandit's quote and few other quotes were given. Any idea? Any remembrance of that? Two aspects are there. Here our Gita course instructor is there. Achita Singapore, he wants to answer here.
Good character and sense control.
Good character and sense control. The essence of all the knowledge is good character and sense control. Naturally, a devotee manifests all these things. So, we see in Srila Prabhupada in one lecture, he mentions, what is this modern education is all about? So there is an examination going on and there is a police deployed over there because they don't have trust on the students who are so educated, who are not going to appear in the board examination. And even I had seen in my own college, this particular thing happening. So board examination is happening and then there is police deployed. No, there could be something happening over there. So this is the condition of education, no, modern education. And we see like the college students, they misbehave, no, with the faculty, they misbehave with other students and things like that. So what's the result of our education? What we have produced out of our education, right? So actually, real education means character and self-control, no sense control. So this is considered to be real education. So according to the Vedic scriptures, according to the Vedic understanding, the knowledge is not something that we are bringing about from outside. We have knowledge. No, the soul is Sat, Chit and Ananda. The Chit component, the knowledge component is already there within. So it is not that we need to get the knowledge from somewhere else. We just need to regulate our senses and the knowledge naturally manifests, right? Swayam eva spuratyada. No, that's how the Vedic knowledge is. Swayam eva spuratyada. It naturally manifests. So, unearthing the knowledge. No, it's like gems are there within ourselves. We are unearthing the gems, by the process of Krishna consciousness. So this is something very wonderful, that by the practice of Krishna consciousness, one can unearth the knowledge within. So the first sloka essentially talked about the essential points from the first sloka is Krishna is the source of everything that exists, and everything is emanating from him. And a sincere person who knows this, he starts engaging in devotional service to the Supreme Lord. And then the second shloka, Mat Chitta, Mat Katha Prana, Bodhayantah Parasparam, Kathayantas Chamam Nityam, Tushyanti cha Ramanti cha. So the thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. So this is something very special about Krishna's service. So when somebody engages in Krishna's service, what he actually feels, he feels blissful, and he feels more and more to be engaged in that service. Just like, you have a favorite dish and you always like to eat that. And you have a favorite friend, you always long to talk with them. You always long to meet them and things like that. So in this way, Krishna is all satisfying, as I was mentioning before. He can satisfy all the needs and necessities of a living entity. And a pure devotee's thought is always dwelling in him, and then their lives are fully devoted in his service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss. So, and they also like to always talk about Krishna and hear about Krishna. So this is some very amazing thing that Krishna mentions. So here, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada mentions, pure devotees whose characteristics are mentioned here engage themselves fully in transcendental loving service of the Lord. Their mind cannot be deviated from the lotus feet of Krishna. So this is something very amazing. So a practical thing which Srila Prabhupada often mentions in the purports of Bhagavad-Gita and also in Srimad Bhagavatam, if we have at all any disturbance of mind, if we at all have any distractions or like something which is like too much bothering us and things like that, what's the solution? Prabhupada always mentions Savai Mana Krishna Padharavindayo, quoting Ambarish Maharaj. Like if we can actually meditate on the lotus feet of Krishna, on the lotus feet of spiritual masters like Srila Prabhupada, so immediately we can actually see that we can withdraw, we can actually subdue or settle the mind. It's a very powerful experiment. So all of you can try. Why this functions? Because like Krishna is the controller of mind, intelligence, and false ego. All these, all that we have, all that we are made of is Krishna's property. And if we actually focus on Krishna, immediately Krishna can control, right? So Krishna mentions, Daiviyesha Gunamayi Mahamaya Duratyaya. So all of us have experience of this. When the mind goes crazy, when the mind, somebody tells something about us, somebody calls us a, maybe not very, criticize and things like that. So immediately our mind starts it's disturbed. The moment it is told like this, it is immediately disturbed. In fact, Krishna tells in Srimad Bhagavatam, in the chapter Song of Avanti Brahman. So recently we were studying that. So in that he mentions, there is even great sages. You go and criticize them, their mind will get disturbed. So that's how powerful is criticism. It's very few people actually can tolerate criticism upon them, right? So in such conditions, like how do we actually handle these conditions? When our mind is disturbed, how do we actually handle this condition? So the simple solution Srila Prabhupada gives is Savaivana Krishna Padaravindayo. So if we can actually focus our mind on the lotus feet of Krishna. So those of you who have attended the mantra meditation series, like this was one of the components of mantra meditation that we had designed. So meditating on the lotus feet of Krishna, having the picture of lotus feet of Krishna and seeing like how nicely the lotus feet is decorated, how the nice ornaments are decorated in his feet, and how nicely the tulsi leaves are present, applied over there, and then flowers are offered to him, and how nice jewelry, and the dress that he has around the lotus feet. So this is so amazing and powerful mechanism to control the mind. So those of you have not tried or just tried once in a while and then left, so please make it a practice, every day. You will find tremendous benefit, by this. So in this way, the minds cannot be diverted from the lotus feet of Krishna. Their talks are solely on the transcendental subject. The symptoms of the pure devotees are described in this verse. Are specifically described, and devotees of the Supreme Lord are 24 hours daily engaged in glorifying the qualities and pastimes of the Supreme Lord. Their hearts and souls are constantly submerged in Krishna, and they take pleasure in discussing him with other devotees. So generally when people hear this, they say, oh, like Krishna Bhakti mein aa gaya, means 24 hours we have to do this only? No, only Krishna, nothing else? So our proposition is, we put another proposition over here. So we keep changing every time, right? So same newspaper doesn't give us happiness. Same film doesn't give us happiness. Same songs, same things doesn't give us any happiness, prolonged period of time. And same job doesn't give any happiness. Even if the boss is so good, even if the salary is so good, there is a better salary, there is a better place to go. But here, if somebody is telling their mind is not going away from Krishna. So all the corporates should take a note of this. There is no attrition, zero attrition. There is nobody wants to give up this job and go. That means it's so amazing a job. This is actually this is actually a very amazing point to be in Krishna consciousness. Finally, we reach a place where we don't need to change. We always will feel blissful, and we always will feel nicely taken care of and maintained. Where else we want to go? It's so amazing, right? So in the primary stage of devotional service, they relish the transcendental pleasure from the service itself, and in the mature stage, they actually situate in love of God. Once situated in that transcendental position, they can relish the highest perfection which is exhibited by the Lord in his abode. Right? So it is so amazing. So Srila Prabhupada actually mentioned so many wonderful aspects in this purport, that how Krishna can actually attract, and how Krishna is such an amazing maintainer. And in this, Prabhupada is mentioning one amazing thing. This is possible by performing devotional service, right? So here it's mentioned there are innumerable living entities traveling throughout the different planets of universe, and out of them there are a few who are fortunate enough to meet a pure devotee and get a chance to understand devotional service, right? So here also some few fortunate devotees who are able to take part in this wonderful inauguration program. There are so many people are in Bangalore, and how many people are interested in hearing about Krishna? So only few people they have got this opportunity to hear. And it is mentioned the devotional service is just like a seed. If it is sown in the heart of a living entity, and if he goes on hearing and chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, that seed fructifies. Just as the seed of a tree fructifies with regular watering, in the same way, this spiritual seed, the desire to serve Krishna, becomes a nice plant, and then a nice tree, and then it bears fruits. For all this thing, what we need to do, we don't need to physically construct a tree. We don't need to go behind and stretch the tree or something like that, or make something to bring the fruits. We just need to do this much. We just need to keep watering the tree. And what is this watering process? This process of chanting and hearing. So we hear about Bhagavad-Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and one very important thing all of you are doing already, but we have to do it very consciously, and we have to do it very, very religiously, is the process of chanting. Right? So we chant the names of Krishna with clarity, and then we hear the names of Krishna with clarity. So if we can do this thing, So this is a powerful process. No, this is a really, really very powerful process, and it can actually give us so much wonderful transcendental realization. And the tree of bhakti is growing in our heart. Now, when we are doing this thing, the tree of bhakti is growing in our heart, and when it bears its fruits, it's going to be really, very wonderful. So I just straight away go to the last portion of this purport, which is so amazing. So here, the realized souls in Krishna consciousness take continual pleasure in hearing such transcendental literature, not just like Bhagavad-Gita and things like that. Just as a young boy and girl take pleasure in association. That's how much, this subject matter of Krishna, that's how much the Hare Krishna mantra can completely engage us, right? So we heard that in the beginning that Krishna is the best of the forms, Krishna is the best of the sound, and Krishna is the best of the smell and the taste and the touch and things like that. And now when we chant the Hare Krishna mantra and when we are able to hear the Hare Krishna mantra clearly, this is literally a darshan of Krishna. No, this is literally a darshan of Krishna. It is not that because Hare Krishna mantra is a sound vibration, no, I can only get satisfaction of my ear. I cannot get satisfaction of my eyes. I cannot get satisfaction of my nose. No, it is not like that. It is sarvendriyanam kriti. No, it can win over all our senses. Because this sound vibration is non-different from Krishna, and this sound vibration of Hare Krishna mantra can completely engage all our senses, not just our ears. It can engage our eyes also. It can engage our smelling sense also. It can engage our touch sensation also. So when you actually chant the Hare Krishna mantra properly and hear the Hare Krishna mantra properly, you will actually feel all your senses are enlivened. No, that's the feeling that you'll actually get. So that's the power of this Hare Krishna mantra, and it can just get completely engaged. So just like a young boy takes pleasure in the association of a young girl, in the same way, we can get complete engagement and complete satisfaction in association with Hare Krishna mantra. Otherwise, why would so many people give up, their comfortable life and become mendicants like Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, great wise people, and they were living in Vrindavan. They were living, under a tree and things like that. So people actually think, oh, these people we will be happy only if we have so much of riches, only if we have so much of property and so much of other things and things like that of this world. But actually speaking, all these riches that we are having, it can only offer us satisfaction for some time. All of us have experience of that. Money cannot satisfy us for long. All the other assets of this world cannot satisfy us for long. But this Krishna consciousness can satisfy us completely. So even if we don't possess any of the other things. So that's why we had chosen to put this picture of Sudama here. So one of the pictures here. So Sudama is a poor person, but the most happiest person. So most of the rich people now, they don't have peace of mind. They don't have satisfaction in their life. But this picture, specifically we selected here because to communicate this thing, that what we are actually looking for is happiness, and that we will get it in Krishna consciousness. It's not that we don't want money, or we should not have money, or we should not have properties. No, you can have all of it. But for satisfaction, you need Krishna. That's the thing which can actually complete. That's the real icing in the cake, right? So, okay. So now the third shloka, Krishna mentions that Tesham Satata Yuktanam. Those people who are constantly engaged in this way, in what way? So that is mentioned in the previous shloka, Matchitta, Madgata Prana, Bodayantascha Parasparam. So one who is constantly thinking of the Lord, one who is speaking about Krishna, and one who is chanting the Hare Krishna mantra and taking pleasure in this whole activity. So to such people, those people who are such constantly devoted to serving me with love, Vajatam Priti Purvakam, Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam, Enamam Payantite. So in this one catch is there. He mentions that Vajatam Priti Purvakam. So when we chant the Hare Krishna mantra, if we want to have the result of chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, one very essential ingredient is needed. So we have to chant with the mood of service. So this act of chanting that I am trying to do, it is not just pronouncing of some mantra, pronouncing of some sound vibration. It is a service. Krishna is the master, and Krishna likes my chanting. Krishna is listening to my chanting. I have to do it as a service. by my chanting, I have to offer pleasure to Krishna. So that's the mood in which we actually chant. So when we do that thing, so when Krishna starts getting pleasure from our service, so then what happens? No, dadami buddhi yogantam. So Krishna gives buddhi. No, Krishna gives buddhi. Krishna gives intelligence. And enamam upayantite. What is the use of that intelligence? We will be able to crack some interview. We will be able to get some what is that? Some prize or some recognition in this world or something like that. No, we are not going to get any recognition in this world. Rather, it is mentioned, Bhagavad Bhakti Hinasya Jati Shastra Japas Tapas Apranasya Dehasya Mandalam Lokaranjanam. So, Bhagavad Bhakti Hinasya, without devotional service to Krishna, Jati Shastra Japa Tapa, all good birth and good education in the scriptures and japa and tapa, all of these things. How are these things valued without Bhagavad Bhakti, without Krishna consciousness? Apranasya dehasya. It is definitely all this learning in the scriptures and jati shastra japa tapa, all these things are definitely religious activity, but they lose their life if we don't have bhakti towards Krishna, right? So apranasya dehasya mandanam lokaranjanam. People of this world may glorify that. People of this world may talk very highly about it, but the life is gone. The life is Krishna bhakti. The real life is devotion to Krishna. So the buddhi that Krishna is going to give, dadami buddhi yogam tam. So that is what is going to help. It is going to help us in enamam upayantite. So it is going to help us to reach him. So all the problem of this world that we have is only because we have forgotten Krishna. It is mentioned Krishna Surya Sama Maya Hayandaka. So Krishna means, just before we just studied that, everything that exists in this world is part and parcel of Krishna. And ignorance means I'm not able to see this particular thing. How is it connected to Krishna? And till the time I'm in ignorance, I'll have to be, what is that? There is a nice shloka is there in Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhayam dvitiyad abhiniveshatasya ishad apetasya viparyayo smriti. This is like bhayam, or the fear. In this material world, one constant component is fear. Why this fear is there? Because bhayam dvitiyad abhiniveshatasya. So I am able to see the dvitiya reality. The first reality is, what is the first reality? Everything is part and parcel of Krishna, everything is connected to Krishna. And what is the second thing that is there, which is a falsity, literally? What is a falsity or illusion that is there? Or this particular thing that I have, this is not connected with Krishna. I'm going through a problem in my life, and why did Krishna do this thing to me? So I'm not able to see Krishna's hand in that particular thing. So I'm going through some crisis. So why is Krishna giving me this crisis? That means I'm not able to understand. He is Surudam Sarva Bhutanam. He is my best well-wishing friend. Then why will he put me in a trouble? He will not put me in a trouble. Probably this is not a trouble. Krishna has sanctioned it. That means this is not a trouble. I have some lessons to learn in this whole experience. Or there can be so many different explanations, but essential thing is that I have to see the hand of Krishna in every aspect of my life. If I'm not able to see, so then that is Dvitiya, that is called Dvitiya. That is called the second reality, or the falsity, right? So the reality or the truth is that everything that exists is connected with Krishna. So this understanding, the moment I get this understanding, I become so very peaceful. The whole peace formula is that the moment I understand that Krishna is the master of everything and he has his hand everywhere and nothing is out of his control and he is my best well-wishing friend, immediately I become peaceful, right? So just like if somebody comes to attack us and we know some big gunda or politician who's very, very powerful, they'll say who's going to come? Let me see. I'll just give a call and he'll be gone, right? So in the same way, we also have that connection, right? So literally speaking, devotees in Russia, for practicing Krishna consciousness, they were beaten up. They were literally, we can say crucified, or they're literally tortured, for practicing Krishna consciousness. And they also had a hotline call. They chanted Hare Krishna mantra, and immediately they could able to get peace. Immediately they could able to get pulled off, from all this, all these atrocious tortures. And externally, somebody may say, okay, torture went on. but the devotees never gave up. And these are like not Indians. So they were the Russians. No, they were Russians, like local Russians, and they were practicing Krishna consciousness, and they were so diehard. No, even if you beat us, even if you kill us, we will never stop chanting Hare Krishna mantra. We will never give up Krishna consciousness. This is what was the determination. Why will somebody have such a determination? No, they are literally beaten up. Why will? And they would say, this KGB, the intelligence bureau would say that you just say like, I don't have any connection with Krishna consciousness, we will leave you. And they would say, no, we cannot. So that's so powerful. No, why is this? Because no, Krishna has revealed the knowledge in their heart. No, Krishna has literally brightened their heart with the knowledge. Tadami buddhi yogam tam, right? So when that is there, so one can actually go through any amount of difficulty. Like in Bhagavad-Gita itself, it's a very amazing proof. Arjuna had a like insurmountable problem in front of him. And he was like broken down. He was depressed completely. And when Krishna he told Bhagavad Gita, and then Arjuna got the revelation, and his heart was completely lit up with the light of transcendental knowledge. And now what? Like any amount of difficulty, Arjuna was ready to go through. No, any amount of difficulty. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is mentioned that this battlefield of Kurukshetra, it's literally like an ocean, and this ocean is filled with sharks and timingalas and great fishes like that. So who are these? Bhishma, Drona, and all these people it's not easy to fight these people. It's not at all easy. And all of them in one scene. It's so very difficult. And Arjuna is there on the other side. And what is there? What is he equipped with? He's equipped with the transcendental knowledge. So sometimes people would ask, like in battlefield, if somebody is depressed, you should train him in some martial arts, some tricks. And like, how can you use your sword effectively, or how can you use your bow effectively? What's the knowledge? Gita in battlefield. Sometimes people ask like, Gita in such a young age. Gita school-going kid studying Gita. What's wrong with you? And you're a professional. What's wrong with you as studying Gita? And Arjuna was a military man. He studied Gita and he did wonders. He was so amazingly brave. And he would able to actually go through, cut across all this very tremendous or treacherous army, and he would able to come out victorious. That's the power of this transcendental knowledge. So if we have the transcendental knowledge, we can actually face any difficulty in life. So many times people, they actually get crushed in their life because of some challenges. And generally if you ask them, so what's the problem? Why did you got crashed? Why did you get depressed? Oh, my situation was very bad. Nobody was favorable, and nobody encouraged me, and everything went for a toss. And you go and ask a successful person, why are you successful now? Because nothing went my way. I struggled my way and I got this. So it's all the same thing. A depressed person also went through the same thing, challenging situation. A successful person also went through the same thing, a challenging situation. And one person stepped up and one person stepped down. It's not the It's not the externals that matter. It's not how much of resources that you have, how many people you have, and things like that. So it's how much of this transcendental knowledge that you have. And Krishna is going to give that. And with that knowledge, we will be able to see through so many wonderful things. So many difficult things in this life. So it is mentioned, a very nice paragraph here. When a person knows the goal of life, that is Krishna, but is addicted to the fruit of activities, he is acting in Karma Yoga. When he knows the goal of life is Krishna, but he takes pleasure in mental speculation, he is acting in Jnana Yoga. And when he knows the goal, that is to attain Krishna, and sees Krishna completely in Krishna consciousness and devotional service, then he is acting in Bhakti Yoga. So all of us here have come to practice Bhakti Yoga. And Bhakti Yoga means what? It's not that I will chant, or I will try to understand, or I will do this thing. No, Bhakti Yoga means, so I want to do this thing, so I will submit myself, my desire to Krishna, and then I will try to render devotional service to Krishna. I will try to please Krishna by rendering devotional service. And whatever Krishna bestows, that's his mercy upon me. So this is Bhakti. And a person practicing Bhakti Yoga, he'll be blissful. He'll be really very blissful. So the qualification is that a person always engages himself in Krishna consciousness and with love and devotion renders all kinds of service. he should perform some sort of work for Krishna, and that work should be with love. No, this is a very nice thing that Acharya writes. So what is devotional service? All of us must perform some work for Krishna, and that work should be with love. No, that's called devotional service. And when we perform this thing, so all of us are already assigned a work. No, every day we have to chant Hare Krishna mantra, and we have to do this thing out of love. Not that no, Prabhuji ne force karke mujhe de diya mala. No, so like no, I have to chant 4 rounds. No, I have to chant 8 rounds. So I was telling like no, I'll not be able to do, but still they force me. No. Like with Preeti Purvakam, like with love and devotion. So like no, all those people who are forcing you to take more rounds, they all have so much of love and affection for you. That's why they're telling you. And no, when you do it with love, no, you'll actually see through. You'll actually see that it's so very wonderful. No, they've did something very nice to us. So, and then the last shloka, Tesham eva anukampartam aham ajnana jamtamaha nashayami atma bhavasto jnana deepena bhashrata. So, Tesham, again, those people who are constantly engaged in the service. So, for them, Krishna becomes very, very merciful to them. No, Tesham eva anukampartam. So he becomes very merciful to them. And then what does he do when he becomes merciful? So people go and ask when they come to the temple, they have no, oh Krishna, please give me some marks. No, I'm going to write an examination. No, I'm going to apply a job. Like, no, please give me a job. And I'm like, please set right my life. No, some difficulties are going on. And what is Krishna going to do when he becomes pleased? No, here it is not mentioned that he is going to give marks or job or anything like that. Here it is mentioned, Nashayami atma bhavasto jnana deepena bhashrata. He cuts our pride and he gives us the transcendental knowledge. No, this is the greatest mercy of Krishna, right? So we think that so many different things of this world can actually make us happy, but Krishna knows very well. If he gets the knowledge, he'll be really, really very happy. If he gets the knowledge, if he can actually see in real perspective how everything of this world is coming from Krishna and how everything is connected with Krishna and how Krishna is ready to do anything for him and how he is the best well-wishing friend. After knowing this, what else is needed to be known? Any problem is there, I would just call Krishna saying, Krishna, I have a problem. You told me that, like, no, you are the controller of everything. You have everything under your control and you're my best friend. Now, I've just made a call to you and you take care of my problem. Now, I'm just going to sign off from this problem. That's it. So then it's amazing. This is what Krishna is telling. See, I am there to take care of your problem. And devotee, when we are not a pakka devotee, we think that like this problem I have to fund, I have to handle, I have to maneuver this problem. And Krishna says, okay, somebody is there to take care of the problem, why should I take care? So when we say like Krishna, I'm not going to take care of this problem, I have become a devotee, see, you have to take care of this. I will definitely take steps to, whatever practical steps are needed, I will take, but I'm not attached to the solution because you are there in this thing, you should take care, My life is yours and your service is mine, right? So that's the deal that we are entering into, right? So my life is yours and your service is mine. So I am going to be engaged in your service and you are going to take care of my life. This is something that a devotee actually enters into. And Krishna gives this amazing knowledge that you think that after you render devotional service, I'm going to take care. All this while, in all the lifetimes, only I have been taking care of you. You see, where from you are getting the air to breathe, where from you are getting the food to eat. Everything is coming from me. I've always been taking care of you. And I will rest assured, I will take care of you even after you become a devotee. Right? So that's something that Krishna is going to give us. That's the knowledge that Krishna is going to give us. Right? So if we are sincere in devotional service, we will be helped by Krishna from within the heart. The only qualification is that one carry out devotional service in full Krishna consciousness. It's a very amazing thing. So a man can go on speculating for several millions of years, and if he is not devoted, he is not a lover of the supreme truth, but he will never understand Krishna or the supreme truth. Only devotional service, the supreme truth, Krishna is pleased. And by his inconceivable energy, he can reveal himself to the heart of the pure devotee. The pure devotee always has Krishna within his heart. And with the presence of Krishna, who is just like the sun, the darkness of ignorance is at once dissipated. This is a special mercy rendered to the pure devotee by Krishna. Right? So this is the amazing thing. So, like all of us, who are volunteers, who are trying to practice this Krishna consciousness, or who are newly entering into this practice of studying Bhagavad-Gita, all of us should have a complete faith that this knowledge of Bhagavad-Gita can save people from the dangers what they are going through in their life, can save people from, like all the misfortune of their life will be gone. So this transcendental knowledge, if it is practiced rightly, so they will have a tremendous improvement, a tremendous positive focus in their life. Because after reaching Krishna, after being in Krishna consciousness, after chanting Hare Krishna mantra, it's not possible that somebody is still depressed. No, it's not possible. So now, under the able guidance, under the guidance of the devotees, those who are guiding you, so please continue practicing Krishna consciousness. Please study Bhagavad Gita. And we just read the final this one quote. This knowledge we will get by rendering service, right? So by rendering service in the form of chanting, by rendering service in the form of connecting people to this transcendental knowledge, by many other practical services like that are available. So by doing these services with Priti Purvakam, with a desire to please Krishna, with a desire to please the Supreme Lord. So we will be able to make tremendous advancement in the path of knowledge. So this knowledge is not like, okay, I have studied so much of books like this throughout my school and college. No, I'll just master this book. I'll just memorize all the slokas. I'll just, left, right, center. I'll just, scan through and analyze this whole book. No, it's not going to work like that. By devotional service, we will get this knowledge. We should read Bhagavad Gita also as a devotional service. By reading this, I'm going to offer pleasure to Krishna. By hearing the holy names and by hearing the pravachans, I'm going to please Krishna. So by doing this in this mood, we will get this knowledge. We will understand this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. And when we understand this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, then nothing more to be achieved. We will be completely at peace, right? So with this, I just pause my small talk here. So we can go for the next program.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for the wonderful talk. So it's audible outside also, and some people were standing outside and we were hearing. So it's very nice to hear from His Grace Sarikshatra Prabhu always. He focuses a lot on your devotional service. And the angle in which he presents Bhagavad Gita is so wonderful, so very wonderful. So let's express our gratitude to His Grace Sarikshatra Prabhu by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So we also have amongst us the core team members. So I invite His Grace Sudhir Gopal Prabhu to please come and please speak few words to this wonderful congregation. Listen.
ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। Hare Krishna. It's an honor and privilege to be amongst these wonderful Vaishnavas. I would really like to thank Harikatra Prabhu, Kartikeya Prabhu, Srinidhi Prabhu, Krishna Karunamurthy Prabhu, Balaji Prabhu, so many wonderful devotees. I might not know everybody, but I always hear the glorious sevas of all of them, and how much sincerely all of you have worked together to bring this place so nicely. It's looking so beautiful. Like, yes, you might go outside looking really like any other place, but you just come inside, it's looking like a Golok Vrindavan, it's like Vaikuntha. You see, Prabhupada is here, Gokul Dham, where, Yashoda Damodar pastime is happening, and Dwarka is here, where Sudama and Krishna pastime is happening there, this is spiritual world. And we are not just flattering or exaggerating. Srila Prabhupada has said that all of our centers, they are the embassies of the spiritual world. They are the embassies of the spiritual world. And you will see that once you, at least we hear what theoretically, that yes, once you come in the association of the devotees, once you come in front of the Lord, or once we hear the transcendental sound vibration of the Lord, Soko Moha Bhayapaha, all the miseries of the material world go away. And that's what we can experience here. And our Acharya is saying that, especially these centers are like, before we go to this spiritual world, we said these are the embassies. These embassies also act as a exchange converter, foreign exchange converter. Forex, right? Because we cannot take our rupees into the spiritual world to do our transactions. Right? We have to use that currency of that country. You go to Europe, you have to use euro or dollar or ruble or whatever it is. Similarly, with all our anarthas within, we cannot go back to the spiritual world and really transact or have a relationship with the Supreme Lord. It's not possible. Is it possible? No. We have to have that currency through which we can have that relationship with the Supreme Lord. And what exactly we have? We have the mood of kama. Atmendriya pritivancha tare boli kama. Our focus is how can I enjoy? Enjoy Madi. Hai to life hai, nahi to nahi. It is only, my purpose is just to enjoy. What's in it for me? Right? But then the true love is there between the devotee and the Lord. That is there only in the spiritual world. And this centers, right, helps in transforming that, exchanging that from kama to prema. Right? Krishna Indriya Pritivancha. Right? Where we understand that, we have to put Krishna in the center. How we have to transform that lust to the love. How we have to transform this kama to prema. How we have to transform that arrogance to humility, that selfishness to selflessness. That exactly the centers are really giving us. Yes, most of the times we understand that, okay, we come to the center, or we see this Lord, but that once we have that glance of the Supreme Lord upon us, that exchange is already happening. It's very subtle. Yes, we are paying. In our Kannamangala center, we are saying that, we have to pay the price. Yes, we have paid the price of coming to the center. We paid the price of sitting some time, hearing some time, doing some little service, right? Putting a little bit of offering water to somebody, saying Hare Krishna somebody, saying the host, oh Prabhuji Prasad bahut acha tha. This is how. Like once you put a little bit of appreciation for the Lord or devotees, you are putting that exchange, right? So you are transforming that whatever the lust within us, right, to the love. Because you have started appreciating the Supreme Lord. You have started appreciating the devotees of the Lord. Because that's what it really matters in the Supreme spiritual world. And that's what we have to do. Because outside what is happening, there is so much of enviousness. We don't have to go outside. We have to see our home only. And it's so unfortunate how at this point of time it really breaks like a devotee's heart. And how the houses are falling apart. Forget about the countries, how there is so much of so-called fighting or tension happening between two countries. All of you might have heard. If you have not heard current news about Ukraine, Russia, or USA, NATO, and things like that. There's so much of tension happening. But before going there at an international level, we can see at our heart how there is a fighting between the good dog and bad dog. And how, if you are not able to understand, we can ask our spouse. Of course, not for the proposal also. can ask fellow brahmacharis in the ashram. Because we cannot lie, with whom we are standing for, staying for a long time. But the acharyas, Srila Prabhupada, they are para dukkha dukhi. They are the ambassadors. They have come from the spiritual world to give us a glimpse. These pictures, Prabhupada says, these are the windows to the spiritual world. Because with that, we really see that, okay, what is that kind of an exchange happens between the devotees of the Lord and the Lord. That gives us that opportunity for us to say, oh, what is the love of Lord towards his devotee like Sudama? What is the love, of Krishna towards Mother Yasoda? He is, willing to be bound by the love of his devotees. And how much of that egoisticness that we have in our heart. And that's how, we can see, Prahlad Maharaj is praying very beautifully to Lord Narasimhadev in that 5th canto, 18th chapter, 9th verse. He's saying, Swasti astu vishwasya khalo prasidhatam dhyayantu bhutani shivam mithodhya. He's saying that Swasti astu, let the good fortune arise all over the universe. Vishwasya, Swasti astu Vishwasya. Is there any benefactor, right, who is really thinking for the benefit of the whole society and whole universe? Right? It's not that, okay, somebody is thinking for me, what's in it for me, or what's for my family, or for my society, or for country, for the benefit of the whole universe. Swasti astu Vishwasya khalo prasidhatam. And then he's saying, Dhyayantu bhutani shivam mithadhya. And then what they should do? All the living entity, they should think for the welfare of each other. Shivam, for the auspicious of each other. Right? That's why when I was telling our Prabhuji, Karthi Prabhu, how these devotees are chinta mani. These are like the touchstone. Not only they transform, whoever they meet, but then whoever, like the devotees, they get in touch with somebody, even their heart gets transformed. You cannot believe like this one devotee, right, who has been just attending recently one of our Gita course, and we're so moved that this one of his friend, right, working in DRDO in a very good position, and husband, wife, they were going through so tough time, and a lot of things happened, and this who's working in DRDO, his friend, he was committing so sinful activities, and at one point of time he had taken some intoxication and even some poison to end his life. And this devotee who had just attended this Gita course for a couple of months, right, he went right away, not only saved his life, but now he's bringing him back to Krishna consciousness. Just in a couple of months, he had so much of faith in the holy name. He had so much of faith in the holy name. And he has right away given a Telugu Bhagavad-Gita to him. He has given a chanting Bhagavad-Gita, and he said, you must attend this program. Right? Believe me, this is what just happened in a couple of months. He has so much of faith. Right? Like, why? Because they think that Vaishnava para dukkha dukhi. They think that what is the mood of the Acharya, Srila Prabhupada. If somebody would be really thinking that Prabhupada would think, see, he was very happy in the Radha Damodar temple. Some of you might have gone. Very happy serving to Radha Damodar, in the small bhajan kutira, Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, serving so nicely, staying in Vrindavan. What else you can ask for? But then he was always having the instruction of his Guru Maharaj in his mind, how the people of the West will be delivered. Paschata Desha Tarini. He was always having that mind. And he would not mind, when Srimati Murarji said, Swamiji, you are old. There is so much cold. Prabhuji said, I don't care. Especially minus 30, minus 40 in New York, you cannot believe. More than 70-year-old, who doesn't have anybody, what he can do. And that is the power of Srila Prabhupada. And that's what they have done. Like the magic that they have really passed on, and the devotees are carrying forward. So we are so happy to see that how wonderful these devotees are, bringing that revolution in the heart of so many living entities. Our objective is just that, how we can transform this in the anarthas within, that lust to love. That is the objective. We are not gunning for anything else. We are not achieving anything else. We are not targeting anything else. How we can bring the love within everybody? That's what we call it. Our objective is the love of Godhead. How to achieve the love of Krishna? But that love of Godhead has to achieve within our heart, within our family, within our society. Then we can think big. It has to start at home. It has to start from our heart. And then once we have that bhakti within our heart, everything else will follow. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchane sarve gunasa sarvasate sura samasate sura. Like, devotees are saying, once again, Prahlad Maharaj is saying, Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana. Wherever there is a devotion in the heart, Sarvair Gunais Tatra Samasate Sura. All the divine qualities gets manifested within. And otherwise, if somebody doesn't have that love of Supreme Lord in their heart, Kuto Mohat Guna. So what kind of qualities that person will have? Because Mano Rathe Nasatat Bhavata Bhai. Because that mind is always going here and there. What's in it for me? How can I really enjoy for myself? Prabhupada gives that example in a pond. Like if you put a stone in a place, it comes out nicely. But if you put that stone in multiple places, the multiple, that waves, they fight with each other. So we hope and pray that all of you come together, keeping Krishna in the center, Prabhupada in the center, and work together to bring this revolution in the heart of so many living entities nearby. And definitely with that, not only our heart will get transformed, we will get benefited, but others also will get benefited. Seeing the mood of Prahlad Maharaj and Prabhupada and so many other devotees. Yeah, thank you very much once again, Kartik Prabhu and all the devotees for coming up this nicely. And we pray that let this grow again and again, more and more and more and more and more and more. And spread more and more the glory of Sri Sri Gaura Nitai Nitai Gaura Mahaprabhu ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Always very wonderful and energizing when we hear you. You're one of the persons whom I know is always enthusiastic and always think big. And we also know in the ashram as festival man, so we call you festival man. So Prabhuji always thinks very big. I still remember this, we were planning for Rath Yatra, first Rath Yatra. And we were thinking that we'll take that vegetable thela that is there with Ki Jagannath and take. But Prabhuji was like, no, nothing doing, we should have a Rath. And because of you, then we had the first Rath Yatra with a nice medium-sized Rath, and then we pulled it in ACS layout. So we are very fortunate. Prabhuji is coming for the first time to the center, and we are very fortunate to have you. So let us thank Prabhuji and express our gratitude by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare.
So the bhoga offering is happening. So we have many bhogas which have come. So before we go for Aarti, I would request His Grace Yugal Kishore to please come and speak a few words for this congregation.
नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नामे नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवादि प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम time limit. When we talk about Krishna Katha, there is no limit. But in material world, there is a limit. So we have to abide the rules and regulation of this material world. So I remember how a small spark can actually become a big fire. And I remember It was a 12 or 13 to 14. SB Vrindavan, we have small 2018, just 4 years ago, a small spark was ignited here in SB Vrindavan, where we had a small Janmashtami celebration, and 2018 become 22. Now we have big center here. So why we have this center? Prabhupada, when he went to UK, United Kingdom, and there was some reporter. He was very challenging, always to find fault, and he was asking Srila Prabhupada, Swamiji, why did you come here? It's such a typical question that they all ask. Swamiji said, these British people, when you came here, you plundered everything, all riches, wealth, whatever we have, but you forgot one thing. And what is that one thing that I came to give you? And that is the transcendental knowledge of Bhagavad-Gita and Bhagavatam. And because of Srila Prabhupada's mercy, how this transcendental knowledge ignited and become a movement of International Society for Krishna Consciousness within a span of 14 years. And after Prabhupada left, this movement is still growing and growing and growing. So today, the small program at SV Vrindavan today become a big center here. Why? Because Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Prithvi te aache yate nagarate grama, sarvatra prachara hoye mora naam. So all over the world, this holy name should be spread. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, especially for people, those who are born in India, we have a special responsibility on our shoulder. Bharat, what is the shloka of it? Bharat urte manushya janma yara, janma sarthaka kare, kara paropakar. So we have taken a birth, this earthly planet, especially Bharatvarsha. It is our responsibility that first we make our life successful and make others, help others to make their life successful. And that is possible only by the transcendental knowledge of Bhagavad-Gita and Bhagavatam and by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. So as the center is growing, we have, I think, last time when we had a Bhakti Gita course, we have 1,000 devotees registration happened. Can you imagine? And all because of Kartikeya Prabhu and all other devotees. So only one thing that, what if you have to take the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that now you all got the blessings and mercy of Srila Prabhupada. Now how to take this blessing and mercy to the others? That is our responsibility. Janma sarthaka kare, karo paropakar. So it is a responsibility for all of us. As Harikshatra Prabhu was saying that this Vedic knowledge is declining over the period of time. And at one point of time, it would be very difficult to even chant the holy name of Krishna in this Bharatvarsha. Unless and until we, as every individual, take this message of Bhagavad Gita and spread that, then only we will have this possibility of chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. So I want to thank Kartikeya Prabhu and all the devotees, and also request all of you that how you can become a messenger of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to give this message of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam to all the people, not only Velandur or Panathur, not only Bangalore, not only India. Prithvi te aache yate grama, sarvatra prachara hoye mora naam, all over the world. And we have to become the messenger of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnava ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. When it comes to Yugal Kishore Prabhu, only thing that comes to my mind is the word sadhu. And you can see it's in the sense. I told you about time maybe. We were very, very fortunate to have Yugal Kishore Prabhu here when we did the first Janmashtami in 2019. So under the guidance of Prabhuji, we're doing this festival. It was really amazing. And we could associate with Prabhuji a lot at that time. Obviously, we were unfortunate that we couldn't keep him for a long time with us. Then Prabhuji is now heading a sector in ACS layout. Let's thank His Grace Yugal Kishore Prabhuji for such a nice inspirational talk by chanting Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
So we started here in 2019, and I still remember how Parikshit and myself were just hunting around for a hall to do Janmashtami. And then from one contact to another, that's how we came to a person here. His name is Raghavendra. He heads this place. And when we came here, then you can, after this program, the ones who come the first time, you can go behind and see, we have volleyball court. So there we did a very big Janmashtami, where we had converted that entire volleyball court into a temple. And we had a prasadam area, we had some stalls and things like that. And around 6,500 plus people had visited at that time. We thought we'd be continuing, but then COVID came and we couldn't do much. But one very nice thing about the owner of this place is a very pious person. And when we asked for the place, he gave us the place. He gave 1 lakh rupees donation. And then he took us to this hall. And he said that you all can conduct. Should have some. The tablet is there. So he gave us this place, and then he was like, conduct some Gita programs here. And Parikshit and myself was so happy. So happy. So from that time, we started Gita course, and almost we did 2 cycles, if I'm not wrong. And it went on like, it all started like that. So this place was not like this, it was just a hall. And table tennis, tables were here. Some office tables were there. So now because of COVID, since everything got washed off, so the owner, he said that you can use this place completely. So he's not charging us anything. It's giving this hall for free, electricity, water bill, everything he's only paying. He's a very shy person. I invited him, I texted him multiple times, not receiving only now. But then he's going through a tough phase now because his business has gone down. He was telling me that some 3 or 4 crores of this loss was there in the last 2 years. But still, he open-heartedly gave this place. So I request all of you. Yes. So if you see this entire place, he has given it to different people. So the place which is there besides and the swimming pool, he has given it to Fitso, Cult Fit. And Grofers is given, they have been given some other place ahead. And badminton also is given some other persons. But this place he has reserved for us. He said this place for us. So if you all are happy with this person, I request you please bless him. Please pray for him so that he becomes a very nice devotee. And whatever problem he's going through, may that will be solved and Krishna enters his life. Let us chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram,
So we just had a hall and we had now she is a ISKCON interior designer. So, Minu Mataji. So because of her, we went to Kannamangala Center also and you saw how wonderfully she has designed. And then she came here and then I started a very small task for her. Let's just put the curtain and just do something at the altar. And then maybe we'll put some photos here and do something in the photos also. And then maybe we'll paint this place. And then we want the cupboard. And things increased. And she was asking, so Prabhuji, how many days are there? And I told her, you said 1 week you'll be able to do it. So 1 week. So this job, what she has done is a job of 40 days. And she has completed that in 1 week. She has done this job as if it's her own house. This is very clear. She never goes to purchase these all plants. She had got it. She had gone. Many things she has personally gone to select. And I was asking her, do you do this for everyone? She said, no, never. And every time she'll ask me something, so Prabhuji, how much budget is there? Don't ask me this question. So she really deserves a lot of prayers and a lot of blessings of all the Vaishnavas. In last 8 months, she's just 8 months old in Krishna consciousness. She has come to 16 rounds, following 4 religious principles, honoring prasadam every single day. And very soon altar installation is there in her house. So I request all of you that please bless her, please pray for her, so that she progresses very, very fast in Krishna consciousness by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Yogini Mataji is there. So I request Yogini Mataji to garland. Minu Mataji, the Mahaprasad garland from the altar. One more time. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you so much, Mother. Hare Krishna. And then we have our sector leaders, Srinidhi Prabhu and Krishna Karunamurthy Prabhu, taking out time from their office, busy schedule. They had gone to purchase flowers. And then we have other devotees who came for decoration today. And now we have His Grace Koti Shashi Gaurang Prabhu, who was leading the entire decoration. And then we also had His Grace Achyutarna Saka Prabhu's assistants. He helped us a lot to get chairs and so many other things he was ordering. And Prasad menu he has decided. Quantity also he has decided. So Prabhuji did a lot of things in the background. So I request all of you that please pray for all the Vaishnavas who are involved in making this place a place to be seen forward or look forward by all the people staying around. I'm sure as soon as people see that board, at least they'll come and see what's happening here. And if they come here on Sundays or whenever we have sessions, surely they'll be attracted at least by seeing these photos, if not by our talk, at least by seeing these photos, they'll be able to become devotees. So let us chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra for all those devotees who are involved in this center.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
It's always an opulence to have a shelter. Always an opulence. And in spiritual life, our shelter is our superiors. It's a luxury not to have superiors at the top. Without them, it's zero. We cannot do much. And we are very, very fortunate to have such amazing core team members, led by Harikshetra Prabhu. Then we have His Grace Bandhu Madhav Prabhu, and we have His Grace Sudhir Gopal Prabhu, His Grace Yugal Kishore Prabhu. Very, very mature people. And they know what is supposed to be done. And it's very nice to see that how they have this desire that Krishna consciousness should spread everywhere. And they're encouraging newcomers like me, neophytes like me, go and do something. So they'll keep doing that. They did that with Achyuto, they're doing it with me. It feels, we feel very small in front of them. But then they give us respect, they give us a lot of time, they give us instructions, and we try our best to follow that. So because of them, whatever is happening is because of them, for sure. And especially, I would like to thank His Grace Harikshetra Prabhu, because he has this vision. All the time, Prabhuji's meditation is only this. How Bangalore can become first Krishna conscious city. All the time. So Prabhuji's vision is this, that every 5 kilometers, he wants a center to come up. And this desire is in accordance with the spiritual master, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, a very, very wonderful senior disciple of His Grace, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So the mood is coming like that. And very nicely, Prabhuji is giving us the same mood. And Prabhuji is very eager to have more and more leaders. He always keeps telling me. He always keeps telling me his vision. He keeps telling me that we need more and more leaders for what to open such bhakti centers at different places. Yes. So Prabhuji will be very, very happy if more people come forward. And he'll be very, very happy to spend more and more Lakshmi to get such centers at every place. Only thing that is needed is more and more leaders. More and more leaders. So we are very, very fortunate to have such wonderful, amazing superiors with us. So I request all of you that please let's pray for them so that they remain healthy and they keep us under their shelter all the time. Let's chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra for them.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
So this December marathon, we had a very nice book distribution online. So gogita.in, And people were like ordering books like 10, 20, 50 from Delhi, Mumbai, so many different places. And this was possible because of one devotee's idea, free shipping. So we have Srinivas Prabhu here. Yes, Srinivas Prabhu is there. So Prabhu texted me saying that, Prabhu, why can't we have free shipping? And then I said, Prabhu, it will cost a lot. He said, no problem, I will sponsor. So Prabhu sponsored entire free shipping throughout our December marathon. We couldn't honor him very nicely now during the book marathon, that program that we had. So today we thought that the photo that we're worshipping here from last 3 years, we'll give it to them so that they can continue worshipping in their homes. Please come forward. I request Harishika Prabhu to please hand over the wonderful photo of Gandharika getting married to Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare. Please. You can keep them here. Hare Krishna. So we have planned something for the center, discussed with Harikshita Prabhu and Sudhir Gopal Prabhu and other devotees. So this place, if we keep doing something, okay, by the way, one of the difficult things to digest is we don't know if this place will be there with us for a long time. Because the road that is coming up in front of this place, that's going to connect various places. And the owner was telling that this place might become a commercial place. I was actually triggering him that please take some rent and you can have an agreement for 2-3 years. And he was like, see, I cannot do that. Till the time these swimming people are there, 2 years bond is there, then our agreement is there. So till then, you can use this place. So after that, I don't know. So I cannot sign an agreement for that. So, but one thing is clear that if we are sincere and if we are eager to render devotional service, to fulfill the desire of Srila Prabhupada and all his wonderful disciples, and if we endeavor, stretch a bit, come out of our comfort zone and do something, surely Lord will shower his mercy. If not here, some other place will come. And Harikshita has an eye on this area in front. The project is telling how wonderful it will be if we can get this place. So, working towards this direction. So this center has to be kept active. So we are starting this wonderful activity every evening from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. Once in a month for 1 hour, one family will get the chance to come here and do seva of their lordships who are wonderfully there. When we open the altar, you'll see such wonderful altar. So it will be a very, very simple service. So wherein the devotees will be offering incense, flowers, chamber, and peacock feather. This is called as Dhoop Aarti. It's a standard Aarti in ISKCON. So we'll be doing that and offering bhoga. So in that, once in a month, one family get an opportunity to cook something and get here and worship and offer bhoga. So entire family can come together. And then if surely some newcomers will come looking at the board and looking at the place. So at that time, playing the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Japa by Prabhupada. We'll be chanting and we can also encourage them to chant. And we'll have a bookstall very soon here, maybe tomorrow or something like that. So they can come and they can see the books also. So anyone who is chanting 4 rounds and above, they will be allowed to do this service. So you can contact your Bhakti Vriksha leader and your sector leaders. So surely they will note down your name, and then I'm sure it will be difficult to have one family for 1 hour in a month. I mean, to get that chance. Maybe in 2 months, maybe we can get one chance. Maybe like that. That's what I'm feeling now. But then, let's see how many people come up for this. So please contact from tomorrow itself. The day of tomorrow itself, we are starting the seva. So whoever is interested, please come forward.
Already 15 families committed.
Already 15 families have committed, it seems. So it will surely increase, and Saturday, Sundays will not get seva because we will be coming and doing. So the weekdays, devotees will be getting. So I request whoever is interested, please come forward. So this is on the weekdays, especially on a Wednesday. There's a plan. So there will be a kids program here, led by Jamuna Mataji, and we have Supriya Mataji. So all of them and the Mataji's team, they're going to head this kids program. So they're going to have this kids program here. So every Wednesday for 1 hour, so they'll be having kids program. And once in a month, So enthusiastic Matajis, they are planning to have a Mataji festival. It's going to come together and have nice kirtan, drama, whatever. You know, they want to have this all the visits. Will not come and interfere. So I don't know if they really need a festival. If Matajis come, they have to come behind. And obviously Gita course will be there on weekends, and some other programs will be there on weekends. So this is the engagement of this center. So I request all the devotees assembled here, the devotees from Rajbhumi circle, that please participate, and let's fulfill the desire of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, all His disciples, and the wonderful superiors that we have. So thank you very much. So let's have the Aarti now. It's a wonderful altar, again, designed by Meenu Mataji and her team. So please take darshan, and if you feel the altar is good, you're getting a good experience, please pray for us so that we can nicely do service here. Hare Krishna. Oh, that's it.
Definitely, whoever come here, would you like to express our gratitude to all the devotees? We are very thankful to all of you that you chose to come down here, and as Harikatra Prabhu was saying that you have helped us in transforming this place into a spiritual world. And definitely, it takes a lot of vision, like as Harikatra Prabhu has visualized and has given that command what to be done. But then, more important than the vision is the execution. Is it easy execution? And especially in Kali Yuga, where whatever you think, whatever you plan to do, definitely that will go wrong. Because that's why they say in India, people have strong belief in the God, because then you say that, okay, because the Supreme Lord only maintains and organizes everything. And we are so fortunate to have Kartikeya Prabhu as a strong leader who is really executing the vision of Harikatra Prabhu and all our superiors. We are very, very thankful to have such a sincere devotee who has been just joined in our Bhakti Center over the last couple of years, and with so much of enthusiasm, eagerness, and his commitment. He has been so much instrumental in so many programs. Whether we talk about this Sloka a day, or we talk about like youth programs, or we talk about this Belandur or the Brajabhumi as a circle, and we hear that weekday we have a Ambrish Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj Katha going on, and so many wonderful leaders are being groomed, and it definitely would not have been possible, right, without a capable leader that Srila Prabhupada has sent to this area. We are very, very thankful at the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada that he has sent such a wonderful devotee like Kartik Prabhu to all of us, who is inspiring not only in the weekends, but now every day through his Loka a day message. And we hear that somebody somewhere heard, and they have started chanting and they have started reading. It's all because they have somehow subscribed to this channel of Loka a day. That's the power of social media, whether you use it positively or negative. Right? So, and we are very, very thankful to once again to His Grace Kartikeya Prabhu that Srila Prabhupada may continue to shower the choicest blessings of our Prabhuji so that he continue to grow along with his team of devotees to make this our local GBC, His Holiness Jayapataka Goswami Maharaj dream come true. He can be really the humble instrument in really transforming all the people all around and really bring that revolution in this area. So let's thank for once again Kartikeya Prabhu and pray for him by loudly chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Krishna, Krishna, Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, 1 second for him and his team. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare, Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Now, for him, Kartikeya Prabhu, his leadership team, and all the members of this Brajbhumi circle, loudly. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Ram. Thank you very much. So now we'll go for Aarti. Hare Krishna.
So, like, I cannot make such a big impact, so I requested Sunil Prabhu. So, I'm very, very happy with the team here and Karthikeya Prabhu's very wonderful efforts. So, as we are always desiring to make more and more centers like this, and it's possible, only by having this leadership. So, I have a definition of leadership. So, it is like, all of you who are seriously practicing Krishna consciousness. So we see that the holy name is all powerful. Krishna is all powerful. If we just can avoid the offenses, so then the holy name acts very tremendously. So in the same way, all the devotees are very powerful. They have tremendous potential in doing services. But only problem is the misunderstanding between the devotees. And the leader is a person who is supposed to mitigate, solve all the misunderstandings. Then wonderful things will happen. And to do this thing, he has to be very humble, very accommodative, very means like all tags we can actually put. So I'm very fortunate to have such wonderful leaders, who are taking up such amazing responsibilities, and then making sure devotees are happy and they are together rendering service to Krishna. So I'm very, very grateful, to Karthikeya Prabhu for leading here and wonderfully leading this center. Hare Krishna. So we will go for Aarti now. Hare Krishna.
Sitting or standing? Sitting or standing? Standing? All the time.
श्री गांधर्विका गिरिधाय श्रीमन महाप्रभु की, लक्ष्मी नरसिंहदेव अनंत देव की, श्री पंच तत्व की, यशोदा दामोदर की, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की। शिव जय जय
गौरा चंद आरती को शोभा गौरा चंद आरती को शोभा जाना विकट वने जगमान लो जगमान लो Jai Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Jaya Gandharvika Dhiri Bhakti Gandharvika Dhiri Bhakti Dhura Bhai. Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Ananda Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Ananda Jaya Yashoda Damodar Yashoda Damodar Yashoda Damodar Shri Ram Jaya. Jaya Panchatattva, Jaya Panchatattva, Panchatattva, Jaya Panchatattva.
We'll offer pranams.
जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राज आचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद सेवन ग्रेस अभयचरणारविंदेसी भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राज आचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद सेवन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर महाराज श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की जय। मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगामयी की जय। यमुनामयी की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। तुलसी महारानी की जय। संवेद गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for such enthusiastic participation. So please come forward, take darshan. Prasadam is served outside. So please have prasadam.